Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Listen up. Oh, sorry. Talk about an important experience that you recently had. Describe what happened and explain why it was important to you. 15 seconds to prepare. Now, Gui, please answer.
A recent experience that I had that was important to me was cycling in Soweto. I cycled there 2 weeks ago, and it was really important to me. Soweto is a city near to Joburg, and arose during the forced removals. Soweto means Southwest Townships. So there was there is the Mandela's house and other important things. So it was important to me because I studied it. I had been studied it, and cycling there was really important to me.
Okay. Gui, I have been studying. Okay.
Okay.
I
I
have
say
been.
studied.
Yes.
Uh,
Yes, that's the thing.
you need to exclude it from my.
No, you can use it. No problem. Just the structure is always going to be something like this. Let me show you. Let me just explain very briefly to you. This is
Mhm.
what we call present perfect continuous. Okay, in case you use it in TOEFL, because as you have been using more frequently, it's good to know. When do we use this? When something started in the past and is still happening in the present.
Mhm.
What is the structure? Have or has, if it is third person, plus being always, plus
And
the other verb in ing
I.
formation.
Mhm.
So I have been living in Uberlândia for 2 years. And you, how long have you been living in South Africa?
5 months.
Okay, I
I have been living in South Africa for 5 months.
excellent. Okay, now you are studying history, right? You were a
Yeah,
history major.
science.
A
Yeah,
history major, right? A history student.
yeah.
How long have you been studying history as a
I have
major?
been studying.
Mhm.
I have been studying history as a major
Since,
for 10
oh,
years.
okay,
Since
for 10
or
years or
yeah, or
since
since
2009?
2007.
20, nossa senhora! Okay, yeah, yeah. Put 2 more years there.
Yeah,
There you go.
yeah.
Where does your father live?
Sorry?
Where does your father live?
My father lives in Águas Claras.
How long has he been living in Águas Claras?
He has been living there since last year.
Since?
Since last year. Since last year.
Eh,
I yeah.
okay,
Since
okay. So,
okay.
opa, opa, opa. connection. Can you hear me well?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay, okay.
Hear
So you
you.
just, the affirmative is like this. If we want to say the negative, I haven't been teaching
Mhm.
English for 10 years. I have been teaching for 6 years.
Mhm.
So this is the negative formation. Okay.
Mhm.
Now imagine you are in South Africa for 5 months, and I ask you, what have you been doing in South Africa? So you see that the question we invert.
Mhm.
Okay, great. This is the present perfect
Mhm.
continuous. And just as I said, bro, we have alternatives. What are the alternatives we can use? First alternative is really present continuous, which is much more simple in my opinion. For example, I am living in Uberlândia for 2 years. Or
Mhm.
the present perfect. I have lived in Uberlândia for 2 years. The only difference is that this does not necessarily mean I am still living in Uberlândia. This
Mhm.
it's completely clear. Completely clear, not so clear, but it's another possibility too. Okay?
Mhm.
Do you have any questions, Guy?
Oh, I
Okay.
understand.
I'm gonna put it in your Zoom conversation. There we go. There we go. There we go. Let's go to our next one. Listen up. Okay. Some people think that family members are the most important influence on young adults. Others believe that friends are the most important influence. Which do you agree with? Explain why. 15 seconds to prepare. Now, Guy, please answer.
I believe that family members are the most important influence in our life. So when we, so first of all, because the epigenetic factors that science explain, so some possibilities that we could develop because our parents and the genetics of our parents made influence in us. And second, because we spend a lot of time with our parents, uh, and so this is the two reasons that why the family members is so important to you for us.
Good, good, good.
Us.
I didn't read you. Oh, the first
Oh,
one,
you didn't agree, yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna give 3.5.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And the second one.
First of all, because genetic factor, because parent, second, because we spend a lot of time. Yeah, you didn't develop much the second argument. I think it
Yeah.
wouldn't be a problem, but let's consider it a problem. Okay, I'm gonna give
Okay.
3.5 too. Okay.
Okay.
Question number 3. Let's go. Okay. So you have 45 seconds to read. 3, 2, 1. Now do you listen?
Read this announcement.
Oh, sorry.
Discussing the announcement.
Read this announcement.
Yeah, and I disagree. I don't think it will actually help students.
Really? Why not?
Well, they talked about leadership and organizational skills, but that's not really the kind of work you do. Like my older brothers have the kind of jobs they're talking about, and typically you're just there to do basic tasks like typing or filing stuff. Nothing very meaningful.
Oh, so you wouldn't actually learn anything new.
Exactly.
I guess I see what you mean. But what about the other point they make?
About this helping us after we graduate? I don't agree.
How come?
Well, the problem is that there are lots of other universities in our area that have the same requirement, so there are lots of other students at these positions.
Yeah, I guess I hadn't thought of that.
So even if you take a position like this in a company while you're still a student, once you graduate, the competition for permanent jobs will be impossible. I mean, there just won't be enough jobs available for all the business graduates in the city who will be looking for full-time work.
I see what you're saying.
The woman expresses her opinion of the university's new policy. State her opinion and explain the reasons she gives for holding that opinion.
Begin to prepare your response after the beep. Begin speaking after the beep.
The announcement talks about the new policy in the university, and the university will require to their students a period of experience in some job to develop in leadership and organization, and to give opportunity. But the woman disagree with that. First of all, because the type of the work that students get in these jobs is not really meaningful. So for her, it's not. It don't make sense because you don't learn about leadership and organization. Second, because a lot of students in the other universities have the same program, so the competition is huge amongst the universities.
Okay. Yeah. Bro, let's go, Paraná.
I say varsities. it's so varsities. I learn it all the time. Varsity.
They don't say universities.
He's people say varsity sometimes.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
first of all, bro, you started answering in the 4th second. This is problematic. You know,
Okay.
the guy said, "Boop! The State University has announced it." Okay, try starting earlier. Secondly, bro, how do you say requerer?
Require.
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 Yes. How do you say desenvolver?
Development.
Develop.
Develop.
Ok? Development é desenvolvimento. The woman disagrees. Always the third person.
Ish, I didn't say.
Yeah. And the type of work is not meaningful. Do you understand meaningful?
Yeah, it's not significant.
Yes. It sounded meaningful. Okay?
Meaningful. Okay.
Yes. And you said it don't make sense. It doesn't.
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Oh, and you didn't have so much time to talk about the second because you started talking about the listening at the 30 seconds. This is dangerous. My suggestion is talk about the reading at most until 20 seconds. I try speaking until 10, 15 seconds. Yeah, at most 20, because the focus
Okay.
is the listening. Okay?
Okay.
Oh, bro, I'm going to give you 2 to 2.5. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Let's move on. Number 4. Okay, hang on a second. Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Read the passage from a film studies textbook. You will have 50 seconds to read the passage. Begin reading now.
Man, I have I've made that.
Yeah.
And the last one, I guess, yeah.
Hang on a second.
So it will be easy because I remember.
Yeah, but let me
Yeah,
share.
the listen about it's about a movie from the 30s, and the rain, something like that. I remember.
Yeah, man, you have done a lot of speaking. But did you do it with me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh my God, am I repeating? Ah, well, I'm gonna have to check later. But can we do that again?
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Now listen to part of a lecture on this topic in a film class.
The other day I went to this great new movie, and one of the scenes in particular I thought was really set up nicely. At the start of the scene, before the action and talking and things started, you saw on the movie screen an image of a city. You could tell it was a big city. There were lots of buildings, tall ones, skyscrapers. And the cars and signs on the city streets looked old-fashioned, like they were from the past, like the 1940s. The other thing I noticed right away from this first image, just when the scene started, was that the city seemed gloomy. You couldn't see much because it was, well, there was mostly darkness rather than sunlight, and there was only just a little bit of light from the street lamps. On top of that, it was raining and kind of foggy. All of these details worked together to create a dark, gloomy, mysterious feeling. So then, when the action started and it showed detectives talking to each other in an office, I already knew that the office was located in a tall building in a big city sometime in the 1940s. And I had a good idea that the events that would be taking place would be pretty dark and mysterious because of the shot, the image I saw at the beginning of the scene.
Caraca, velho. You have a very freaking good memory. Yes, you're right. We did it. I didn't remember this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, would you mind answering again?
Yeah, no, I don't.
Okay. 30 seconds to prepare.
Your statement is
Prepare your response after the beep.
Okay, then.
Begin speaking after the beep.
The class talk about established shots. Established shots is a concept among the filmmakers that correspond a scene before the action. So the professor explained to us how we could identify it. He said to us example about a film that show an image from the sky and show the city in the 1940s. So the movie could inform to us when the scene happens, probably in the 1940s. Another in the same example, he explained that the environment was darkness and was rain. So this gives to us a sense of gloominess. So all these things work together to produce this.
Just gloomy. Okay.
Gloomy.
All the rest was perfect.
What is glue? How can I say gloomy?
Gloomy é tipo obscuro, saca? Something dark that you can't see well. You know?
I say what I say?
Gloominess, I think. Glooman. I don't remember. Yeah, but it's gloomy, okay?
Okay.
Okay, yeah. Oh, I would give you the highest grade, but I will decrease considering that you already did it. Okay. Yes. I'm gonna give this, you know, but seriously, I have not just gloomy.
Yeah.
No, I have nothing to say about your answer. Nothing at all. Very good. Very good. Very good. Question number 5. Let's go.
Number 5. In this question, he ends to.
Okay.
Listen to a conversation between two students.
Hey, Beth, how are things?
Not great.
Why? What's wrong?
I just found out I have to move out of my apartment, like right away.
You're kidding. Why?
Well, my apartment, it's in a house, a kind of old house, and now something's wrong with the water pipes. I think some of the pipes burst or wore out or something. Anyway, we don't have any water in the house, and apparently it's going to take about 2 weeks to fix the problem.
So you need to find a place to live for what, 2 weeks or so?
Yeah, bad timing, huh? With midterm exams coming up and everything.
So have you figured out what you're going to do?
Well, some friends said I could stay at their place. They don't have an extra bedroom, but they said it'd be okay for me to sleep on their living room couch.
You could probably handle that for a couple of weeks, right?
I guess so. I mean, it's really nice of them to offer, and it's free. The only problem is they already have 4 people living there, so it could be a little crowded.
And not ideal for studying for midterms.
Yeah, too many distractions.
Any other options?
Well, I did find this place. It's a small hotel over on 3rd Street, right near campus.
Oh, right. A lot of kids' parents stay there when they come for a visit.
Right. So I could get a room there. They have a weekly rate, and it's pretty reasonable. But I don't know.
At least at the hotel you'd have a space of your own, you know, so you could get more done.
That's definitely a plus, but I have to think about it. Even though it's pretty cheap, it'll still end up costing me some money, and my budget's pretty tight right now.
Briefly summarize the problem the speakers are discussing, then state which solution you would recommend. Explain the reasons for your recommendation.
Begin to prepare your response after the beep. Begin speaking after the beep.
In this conversation, Beth, the girl, is finding out some place to move in because her house, it's old and there is water pipes. So, and probably they will be without water during 2 weeks. So there are 2 solutions for it. First, she could sleep in the living room of her friend's house. And the other solution is rent a small room in the hotel near to the campus. So to me, the second option is the best one because the exam is coming, and she could stay in a peaceful place to study and do her stuffs. And although it could be cost some money.
Number
Okay. Gui, listen. Do you remember what water pipes is?
No.
Canos de água. Okay.
Mm,
So when you said, for example, that she lives in a house where there are water pipes,
it's common.
not-
It's normal.
okay.
Yeah. All the I forgot what it was.
Okay. Okay. And
Yeah.
as water pipes is in plural, we say there
Plural.
are and not there is.
There
Okay.
there are water
Okay.
pipes with problems broken.
There you go. That's the thing. Sleep in a living room, perfect. Rent a small room in a bus hotel near the campus, perfect. That's the best one because the exams are coming, not here.
Coming is
And then she's
coming.
going to have a peaceful place, and then you wanted to finish, but it's no problem because you already were able to give your opinion. You know, it would have been better if you gave your second opinion, but it's all right. You know, it's not a big deal. Even so, I'm going to give you. Yeah, I'm going to give you. No, I'm going to decrease your grade. You know, always considering that the person can think, ah, this was not good, etc. But I think they wouldn't get this grade. You know, let's keep out on pessimistic view. Number 6. Let's go.
6. In this question, you will listen to a short lecture. You will then be asked to summarize important information from the lecture. After you hear the question, you will have 20 seconds to prepare your response and 60 seconds to speak. Listen to part of a lecture in a biology class.
We all know that insects like to eat plants. But some plants have been able to develop ways to protect themselves from insects. Today I'm going to talk about some ways plants defend themselves. Now, some plants have physical features that prevent insects from landing on them. Like the passion plant, for example. Its leaves have little spiky hairs all over them. They're like spikes sticking out of the plant that are so numerous and dense that they prevent insects from landing on the leaves. Basically, there's just no room for the insect to land. And since insects can't land on the leaves, they can't eat them. So the little hairs serve as a physical feature that helps protect the passion plant from insects. All right, but other plants protect themselves using chemical defenses, like the potato plant. The potato plant's able to release a chemical throughout its leaf system whenever an insect attacks it, starts eating the leaf. So, say an insect starts eating a potato plant's leaf. That will cause the plant to react by releasing a chemical throughout its leaf system. The insect swallows this chemical as it eats, and this chemical discourages the insect from wanting to eat any more of the plant. How? Well, the substance makes the insect feel full, like it's already had enough to eat. The insect no longer feels hungry, so it stops eating the plant. So, by emitting this chemical, the potato plant protects itself from insects.
Using points from the lecture, explain how the passion plant and the potato plant defend themselves from insects.
Begin to prepare your response after the beep. Begin speaking after the beep.
The professor talks about how some plants protect themselves from insects attack. So the first example that professor said to us is the passion plant. Passion plant it has spikes that prevent the insect get the leaves. So the insects couldn't eat the leaves. The second explanation and the second example that Professor gives to us is the chemical strategy that plants use. So potatoes, some potatoes has a specific chemical substance that prevent the insect to eat, because the substance produce a sensation of full. The insects feel full with this substance. So the two, the time was different.
Yes. The time. Okay. Okay. No, it was 60.
Yeah, because it's like the time was like sometimes pass quickly.
Yeah. But that when you know the answer, I think it passes quickly. You know, when you don't know it, you have to do the imbromation technique. You were like, the insects cannot eat. Come on, time. You know, it's complicated. But I was worried if you would have enough time to explain what she meant with the potato. And in the last 2 seconds, you did it. The insects feel full. Excellent.
With this substance.
You just prevent from. Let me write this for you because this is very, very.
Prevents from insects.
Yes. The potatoes have a substance that prevent the insects from eating, because we always say prevent someone from doing something. You know? The first question has spikes. You understand spike?
Yeah. Spikes.
There you go. They couldn't eat. Perfect. Second chemical strategy. Potatoes have a substance that prevent from eating. The insects feel full. Excellent. Perfect. Excellent. And I'm gonna give you the highest grade because there is nothing to say. And you got 25 to 21 to 25. You got a new highest. Oh my god. You increased it 5 from our second test. Nossa senhora, velho! Wow! Let me check from the first grades. Yeah, pretty much. Man, you barely left 20. Você mal saía do 20. Look at your last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Man, good.
Nice.
Excellent. Let me see the grade you have with me. How much do you need?
8.
80.
Yeah.
Let's just consider 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just 5 grades. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't increase much. But, oh, no. Yeah. The thing is, I need to know about your reading and listening. I probably won't have time, right?
Yeah, like...
No problem. You know, if
I have been reading a lot. A book per week.
That's great.
In English. So
that's great. Man, if you can have around 20 per section, piece of cake, man.
Yeah.
Piece of cake. You know, really?
Yeah.
I have very good expectations. How much was your last TOEFL grade?
70.
70.
71, 70, yeah.
It was your last, because you took 2, right?
Yeah, my first one was 68.
And the second 71.
70.
Yeah, man. I have good feeling about this test you're going to take?
Yeah, me too.
You know, you feel more comfortable with the test. We took 16 speaking tests. You know,
Yeah,
that's a very good match. A very good
yeah.
match. When will your test be? This Saturday.
Saturday, yeah.
What time will it be?
During the morning, I guess. I think.
Is it near your house?
Man, I didn't I didn't I didn't see actually.
Yeah, if you can check it out,
Yeah, yeah.
you know, because if it's far, then you gotta leave very early.
Mm-hmm.
Can't miss this TOEFL, man. It's the TOEFL. It's going to consecrate you.
Yeah.
You know, and the good thing is that you will be able to use it for 2 years for anything you need. You know,
Uh-huh.
man, I have good feelings about this. Yeah. Well, so for next class, if you can do the integrated that I sent to you. It's good, you know. We're going to do another speaking. Then, if you can do this integrated writing, it will be already great, you know. Because I know you have lots of things to do, but this is going to be the last week,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Okay.
Yes, I got a good
Yeah.
feeling about it, bro. I got a good feeling. And
Yeah, me too. Sorry, I was paying attention in mail. Yes.
no, don't worry, don't worry. Did anybody send important email to you?
Okay.
Did anybody send important email to you?
Yeah.